it going? Welcome back. Today, it's a beautiful morning. Had some nice days this last couple days. Otherwise, here's what you've missed. It's really hot. It's still really dry. The cotton's starting to hurt. We need it to rain. So, hadn't filmed a lot because that's what you've missed. Today, though it does feel good, I'm going to work on a couple things. I've got a new kit for this pump that leaks pretty bad when we're pumping. See if that fixes it. If not, silicone maybe. And I'm going to empty, there's a bee flying around me. Then I'm going to empty the rest of the Roundup that's in that tote into jugs so I can get it off. I've got another chemical of another mini tote of another chemical that's supposed to be delivered to the barn today. Then I'm going to take this trailer back to the barn to get the skid steer and that to load it onto this trailer. Also need the skid steer here to pick up some of the junk down at the old house that I had the kids and Emily come with me this weekend, and it was hot and there's a lot more than we thought. We picked up some piles, so like that over there to help get that cleaned up some. And then the other chemical. Why the other chemical? It is a chemical that will not kill the cotton, the volunteer cotton in the wheat ground that I have, but it will hurt it really bad. As a desiccant, it'll basically burn the leaves off, and the cotton still can green back out, but it won't have enough time to put on enough leaves and fruit to put on a seed. So that's the goal, keep it from going to seed. So that's the plan for today. Well, here's the cotton. I just want to show you. This is right here by the house. So it's starting to bloom a ton at the top, which means the cotton's about done. It looks pretty rough at the end of the day when it's hot, but we do have some bolls in there, some good looking ones in there, but also we also have that on the ground. And you look around, so the cotton will say it's too hot, there's not enough moisture. Now some of these are just blooms, and that's normal. That after it's pollinated, it'll fall off. Like this one here probably will just come off, and then what's in there is pollinated. Hopefully it will not fall off the plant, and the plant will have enough moisture to keep going. But don't like to see that. Put that on the ground is normal. The plant is trying to survive and realizes I don't have enough energy to produce this bowl, so it throws it off. It'll do that after a rain some. We haven't had a rain to do that. So hope it can hold some fruit. Hope we can get a rain to hold it after it sets it and develop it. I don't know, we'll find out. Just water. See if I can get this to rock. This little thing, little right angle attachment, pretty handy. I know it's yellow mixed with red. Those are kind of like no-nos, but I do like DeWalt stuff. I like Milwaukee. This is Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee stuff. Okay, here's inside. It's kind of yucky in there. Let's find something to clean that out with, but this cartridge should pop out. I need a little screwdriver. And the parts I need, I think, are all inside of there. I think. We'll find out. Well, it didn't work. No video because it's hard to get that seal out and get it in. Took Dad and I both. So put it together, still leaked. Good news. Pump is no longer in service. If that didn't fix it, we'll just have to see. Is it worth it? Is it spilling enough where I need to get a new pump? At some point, yes. So now I'm going to clean up all the tools. I'm going to pump out the last of the Roundup out of the tote. Okay, water's running in. Now I'm going to hook up the pump to the battery. See the chemical? I need this empty, so I'm gonna get it empty. All right, got it tilted up. See? Downhill. Got my empties here. And it's hard to do this with one hand. Hope you guys can appreciate that. All right, open. Now, see if I can't hold this with my legs while no power. Huh. Probably a bad connection over here. Red to positive, black to negative. Let's try it again. Come on. Still nothing. Bad connection. All right, I'm back. Now I just don't want to make a mess. Like that. See you, Megan. That's annoying. I hate to do this, but I'm going to hook the trailer here because I need to hook up to the diesel trailer. Yep. Because I'm going to go home for rule, and rule's where I get the diesel. So I'm going to unhook, hook to that one, rehook to this one, load the chemical that was dropped off right over there, take these off, put the skid steer on, then go to my parents' house. I think that's all the right timing. Load that mini tote onto the trailer and some of those case materials, and then I'll be ready to load the sprayer. I gotta look the sprayer off if the strainers are clogged, which, you know, I love doing that. So I'm hooking trailers. I'm hooked. If you may have noticed, the camera fell. Happens life. This is real life farming. None of that fancy produced stuff like you see on those other guys. You know, this is real. And I'm better at backing that trailer than it looked. The problem is we jacked the trailer up really high so that all the diesel goes to the pump end and we can pump it all out. So clearly you can see it wasn't my fault. The tongue was really high, and, you know, the way it looked in the camera, it looked perfect, but it was not. I was off. But also, the camera fell at that point, so maybe you didn't notice that. And I just told you anyways. Anyways, loaded, and now I'm going to lunch and to get diesel. See you after lunch. Well, I'm back from lunch. It's hot. It actually wasn't bad today, but it's... I'll make sure I don't hit something while I'm talking to you. It's gotten hot again, but thankful for the not as hot little bit we had this morning and early around lunchtime. But got the diesel. Now I'm going to hook back up to this flatbed trailer and get everything switched around. Let's do it. Well, my phone's getting hot because it's hot and it's trying to record, so I guess you didn't see all that. But I got on the truck, on the trailer. I guess I didn't have the truck in the picture, but I'm sure it picked up quite a bit. But I'm riding fairly level for the load I have. I don't have to go far. I think I'm pretty well balanced, so I'll raise the ramps up, close up the barn, and head to my parents' house. All right, got everything situated and loaded by the trailer. I'll show you that. I'm going to check some strainers on this sprayer to see if they're clogged. Let's hope they're not. But I'm hearing this cotton that was there this morning. I don't know if you can tell. Let me turn the camera around for you. Okay, so this doesn't look as bad. It doesn't look as wilty, but can you tell? This cotton also is, we park our tractors here a lot, but can you see how the leaves are wilted? And it looks that way. This probably looks that way all the time. Now, this over here looks that way. We scraped a lot here, and I think that's causing some of the issues. But once this cotton gets into what's permanent wilt, where it looks like that, even in the morning when it's cooler, then you're just done. The moisture's gone. And this looks okay in some spots, but you look around in other places and it is wilted in the afternoon, which is not unusual. But right now we're still holding off in the mornings. However, we're getting these blooms on the top, and when you start seeing blooms at the very top of the plant, then it is done flowering and putting on fruit. So I mean, it can still put some on late if we get a rain, but it may not I don't know, it just may not have time to finish those bowls out. Just so you don't think I'm a liar, there's everything. There's the mini tote loaded, all my stuff. I'm gonna go check that over here. If it's all good, I'm gonna move the trailer, unhook it. I'm gonna go home for a little bit because this chemical works best. Maybe I told you this, in the evening when it's, actually last year I was spraying the same thing and I sprayed it at the very end of the day. I came back the next morning, I just had forgotten, and the cotton was not even touched. It just like, oh, what did I do wrong? Forgot that it is light activated basically. So once the sun came out and the light hit it, it starts working, and it really goes fast at that point. If you spray it in the morning, that chemical is going to work pretty quick, and it may not get into the plant as well. So the thought is, end of the day, it gives a chance for that sun's not as hot. That chemical gets to soak into the leaves better, and thus you'll get a better kill when the sun does come back. So that's the thought. I'm gonna try that. That's people normally try to defoliate cotton the same time, or at least we do, to get a better kill. All right, let's check our nozzles. End of a section. Come on. Can you see? No, you can't. That right there's clean. All right, we're 1 for 1. Let's go try maybe this one. It's easy to get to and I can reach it. Good to me. The ones I can't reach those up there, but that would be a good one to check. I think we're gonna say that they're good. Other thing I'm gonna check here, I'm gonna need both hands, are these suction screens, this suction screen and this one right here. Make sure they are okay. Pretty clean enough. So you have to take my word for it that one was good until I dropped it in the dirt, and then it wasn't, so I had to clean that one. But this one's good. The thing about the chemical, one of the chemicals that I'm going to spray is that it's a white powder, or it has a white powder that can kind of settle. I'm gonna make sure I mix it up good, but also after I spray this, I'll need to clean the strainers because that will clog. It will for sure get in this stuff, I'll see it. But also because this chemical is dangerous to cotton, obviously, I wouldn't want to have any of that contamination when I spray the cotton, because it will rain someday. It will rain again, and I will need to spray Roundup over the cotton to kill the weeds, because we're gonna make a good cotton crop. Mark it down. I'm back, wardrobe change. I was not smelling the greatest, and tired of being sweaty. And I had Roundup on my sleeve, so ran home, saw the boys, and Emily scarfed down a grilled cheese. It was delicious. Good job, Em. So I turned the pump on, and then I have to prime the pump. I got two different valves to open. The agitator, which circulates water, and the bypass, which allows me to pull through the mixing bill. It creates a venturi, it creates a vacuum, and it sucks this, because that's downhill. Or downstream, it's kind of suck it up, so it creates a vacuum. So I got the agitator primed, but I've got to watch the pump here and make sure that as I turn on the valve that pump, that pressure stays up there. So I just work this down slowly to make sure I don't drop that down and I don't want to mess with the pump. So now I got both these things going. First liquid going in is the white one, looks like milk. 15 gallons gives me 16 ounces an acre. So there she goes. All right, next chemical, it's a nasty. Got my safety glasses on. It's a kind of a green, smells terrible. This is what does most of the work, so. Well, I did not get what I wanted to get done tonight. I finished the one patch over there, and I got moved over here to the other side and made a round. And there's starting to get a temperature inversion, which means that normally the air above, make sure I do this, I think this is right, the air above in the higher atmosphere is cooler than the lower. That's normal. But as the sun goes down and when the sun comes up, sometimes that can be inverted, and the air below can be cooler than the air above, and it traps it. I think I have that right. And so what can happen in a temperature inversion, and you think about it, if you've ever been on a dirt road, and normally the dust, it blows, like flies one way or the other. But if you've gone around dusk or at dawn, and that dirt just kind of hovers, and there's not much wind, and it kind of just floats, that's a temperature inversion. And so the same thing with that dust can happen to this chemical. The droplets won't settle down, they'll just kind of float. And they've shown like that stuff can just kind of do that for miles, many miles. And so that would be a bad thing if this chemical, any chemical really, you spray it in inversion, it's a big no-no because it can drift and you won't have any idea. It's better with a little bit of wind. So I got about 450 gallons left. I'll finish another time. So I'm going home. Thanks for watching. If you're gonna farm it.